I know it's really, really hot today, but summer is here, school is out, and usually it's a great time for kids to go outside and play.
Well, that's what you'd think, really, don't you think?
It is a good time to go out.
But if you have kids, you know that given the choice between going outside and playing and then staying inside and playing video games, watching TV, most of them will choose the latter.
Sign of the times,
or at least a lot of them will.
Sign of the times.
Dr. Rosen Crosby from Lapeer Pediatrics is here to talk about how important it is to get your kids outside. I can't believe we have to have this discussion.
I know, we do. I mean, when you were little, was it just go out and play, or did you do that with your kids?
My parents mentioned something about the yellow line. I never quite knew what that was. Go play on the, anyway. But they wanted me to go outside.
It was a lot more of that a long time ago.
Teams and clubs and sporting events,
Yeah, now people are a lot more worried about safety too, and their kids being outside. Someone's going to abduct their kids, they're going to get injured. People are just so much more, as we've talked about before, a little more helicoptery, but sometimes it is a safety issue in different neighborhoods. You have to be careful.
You have a study on some actual results of kids who were studied.
Yeah.
You found what?
Well, what we've seen now is that 25% of kids watch 2 hours or less, which 75% more than 2 hours of screen time.
More.
And when I say screen time, per day.
Oh my gosh, per day.
Per day. So screen time is any screen. People ask me that because we talk about it a lot at the office. You know, how much screen time a day? And I get a lot of confessions, you know. Is it really going to hurt him if he's watching, you know, if he's all day playing video games? And it is.
It is.
They need to get out. They need to get fresh air. There were two studies. One was basically saying if you get kids outside, over time, they have better lung and heart function. Big surprise, but they actually did a study that proved that. I think it's sort of intuitive.
On the converse, what happens to them if they don't get outside?
If they don't get outside, a lot of things happen, especially the more screen time they have. One is obesity. We've talked about the obesity epidemic so much. So obesity is one thing, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, sleep problems, and screens contribute to that heavily, and even aggression and other behavior problems, lack of focus, some ADHD type symptoms. I say, well, first, before we're going into that, why don't you just cut out all the video games and TV?
I want to ask you about some tips, because a lot of that makes sense. You know, if you're sedentary, those kind of things happen. So I'm a parent, help.
Yeah, so I think that parents need to have a family game and TV plan, so a media plan. They have to now. I really think there has to be some structure.
Why not my house?
What about lead by example?
Growing up,
well, that was part of it.
No
is one, you have to be
dinner,
a good role model.
You said, wait, what was your
growing up, we had no phones at dinner.
Yeah, you don't answer the phone during dinner, right? Because we didn't have cell phones.
No,
it was
there
like
were no
that
cell
too.
phones when I was growing
No, but
up.
even if the phone rang, my dad was a stickler. It was like no interruptions. This is family dinner, and I think that's still important.
We did that.
Put your cell phones in the kitchen. Put them in a basket. Put them away. So you have a curfew for your phone. You can't take screens in your room. You shouldn't have a TV. The kids should not have TVs in their room.
You talked about being one community room.
Yeah. So if you're going to be on a computer, it should be the house computer or somewhere where parents can walk by you and see what you're doing, and you know, parents need to monitor what the kids are looking at, what sites they're going to, make sure parental controls are set up.
But we're talking about activity.
Yes,
we're talking about
because they're all sitting and doing all of this, and they're sucked in. It's a default now. Everyone just defaults to sitting in front of screens. So we want to cut that off, limit the time, and get them in structured play, starting very early and doing something. So they're on teams early. Families get out, do sports, do anything where you do it together and you do it with school. Just start so early that it's normal and it's part of their routine. So they don't have time to sit in front of the screen.
They'll do what they see their parents doing too.
Yes, they have to be role models.
You got to be outside and want to play catch as well.
No, the parents need to put the screens away too. Stop being on phones.
Dr. Rosen Crosby, thanks very much.
Thanks.